Once upon a time, a galactic republic united 10,000s of stars. Once upon a time, an interstellar senate reigned over millennia of peace and tranquility. Until the dissolution war destroyed the star lanes and the high economy. It was time where each planet found itself isolated and alone. It was time where chaos and anarchy ripped apart civilizations. Now, new leaders are rising, eager for conquest, eager to reunite humanity, eager to play Shadow Empire! Alright, so welcome to Sampstra Games, the place to find new strategy games, and today we're gonna play Shadow Empire, which is this is a preview build or a beta. The game is not out yet. This game is made by Slytherin, so you know it's gonna be good. I love Slytherin game. We play Pensacola 2 on this channel, Fantasy General 2 on this channel, Field of Glory Empire on this channel, so you can check all of that out. But today, we are here for Shadow Empire, which is a 4X strategy games. It's super complex, so we're probably not gonna be able to get into all of it in one episode because there's a lot of stuff going into it, but we're gonna try to show off a lot, and we're probably gonna do multiple episodes because this game is good. Alright, so let's begin. First of all, we must pick the planet where we want to live. So we've got a couple of options. We've got desert planets, but they have no water. Ice planet, which actually do have water, but the water is frozen, so it's a bit difficult. Lima planet, which is like almost a desert planet, but not quite. Lava planets, which is cool but probably difficult, so we're not gonna pick it. Siva planet, which is kind of like Earth but with a lot less water. Medusa planet, which is plenty of water but hostile aliens. Planetoid, which is a small rocky planetoid, or a moon. We are going to be playing with the Siva class, which is a planet that's similar to Earth, because I want water and I also want like aliens and things like that. Now here you can pick up the settings. We're not really going to over it, just like a quick, we're going to do the detailed planet generation, which you're going to see in a moment what that does. We're going to keep the fog of war. We're going to have one army per zone, so we have a lot of armies, so we can start off fighting and do things like that early on. Only one human player, and we're going to have all the crime syndicates, corporation, cults, and sects on. Start with the lowest technology level, and yeah, everything else just going to keep the way it is. So let's begin. So first thing you're going to pick with your planet is the gravity, how long a day is, so like the spin, and like the tilt of the planet, and so on. So first of all, let me read you this one. A planet in slightly eccentric orbit around a yellow G2 star. If you don't like it, you can reroll it. You can be like, nope. A planet in perfect and slow orbit around an orange KO star. I think I'm going to stick to this one. I like it. 24 degrees. And gravity 0.42. Planet age 2.8 billion years. This also determines the size of the planet, by the way. Now, at this point, you can actually see a little bit of the planet, how this planet would look. But next thing we can set up is the geology. So we've got the mountains, the plains, and the oceans. Currently we have 15% ocean, 72% plains, and 13% mountains. And we would have 8 different seasons. And now we're going to reroll this just because I want to show you other options. Alright, so now we have still 8 seasons, but we have only 8% oceans, a lot of plains, and some mountains. The lowest temperature we can get is -11, and the highest is 42 degrees. Let me try one more reroll. We would like something a little bit different, maybe. We're gonna stick with the third one, no matter what that is. But 17% ocean's pretty good. Highest temperature is 51 degrees and lowest is -20. But I quite like this one. Let's do it. An arid planet with minimal surface water. The highest mountain reaches to 5,166 meters and the deepest seafloor is -561 meters. Let's pick this one. Now we pick the biosphere. So again, if you actually zoom out, you can actually see we've got some forests, we've got some water, and things like that. Looking pretty good, actually. I quite like this. 1,795 million years ago, this planet started the process of abiogenesis. Currently, the planet has very advanced life forms. The top of the evolution life term is Gaustrocoelacant, which is an aquatic 3 meters big carnivore. It resembles a vertebrate analog, and it's mostly water carbon based. We have pretty good alien tissue nutrition, vegetation forest, non-xenobiological hazard and no atmos farming hazard, and atmos human hazard is imperfect. Do you want to reroll? I quite like this one, but I'm going to reroll again just to show you the other options. This was a really good option. We're probably going to get something worse. Actually, maybe not. Multi-crab. An aquatic sizable 2 meters herbivore that looks like a crab. Okay. Yeah, let's stick to this. I like it. I like it. We're going to stick to this one. Come to the planet has complex life forms with skeletons. Alright. This is going to be our brand new home. Equosa Dominus. It was colonized in the year 7,276. It receives colonies for 700 years. Now we've got 68 million people and everything is focused on services. I would actually rather choose something else. It's a good idea if you pick a lot of people at the start because afterwards there's going to be an apocalypse. And we would kind of like it if after the apocalypse we still have a lot of people left. So we're just going to keep trying a little bit more. Let me see, some 98 million. Ooh, but this is good. You get focus in agriculture. I quite like that. Because often you only get like mining and services or just services. Equora Geminio was colonized in the year 7,220. It received colonies for 788 years. Small group of poor and desperate farmers have been arriving on the planet. The planet has been seen as a good farming planet and scores of ships with farmer colonies have been arriving. And so on, you can kind of read the history of the whole planet to figure out how it got to where it is now. I'm going to keep it. I want agriculture planet. That's really, really good. And now the war. The dissolution war reached Equora Gemini in the year 8008. War consumed all. Technology fell to barbaric levels in over a century of warfare and collapse. In the early phases of the dissolution war, the battles that raged across the population took an enormous toll. Over 0 million soldiers. Apparently not many soldiers, okay? Like 0 million... perished in the merciless battlefields. Yeah, I mean, their battlefields, they just play chess. They were like, you know what, we could kill each other, we just play chess and have fun. You know, like, if you win, you get this village. If I win, you're gonna leave me alone for the next 2 years. Alright, we're not gonna kill each other, it's gonna be fine. To make things worse, 0 million seems fine. Inter-system trade breakdowns caused huge food shortages on Equora Gemini and many died slowly and painfully of starvation. Again, sounds bad, but remember, we are a farming planet. You don't care. After planetary government had disintegrated, the anarchy and technology laws did not help at all in making the population food self-sufficient again. Whatever remnants were left were destroyed by structural starvation. It is estimated the total loss of life of the dissolution war and its aftermath has claimed over 94 million lives and counting. Okay, so apparently the farmers are not that great at farming because we weren't self-sufficient and everybody died. Alright, Equora Gemini is my beautiful planet. You could reroll here again or bring a new planet, but we're pretty happy with this, so let's begin. So here we're kind of learning about the planet. We can pick some more options. So first of all, I'm going to change the name of my land. We're going to call it the Civic Sun. But because this doesn't sound so cool, we're actually going to combine the two words. So this is going to be the Civic Sun Nation. And I am not a lord, I am the queen. All bow down before me. Now, we're going to pick this little symbol with the crown because I quite like it. The primary color is going to be orange and the secondary color is going to be black. And we'll do... let's do monotone. Just keep it orange with the kind of black crown behind it. Let's go. The great cities were destroyed in the dissolution war. The remainders of humanity dispersed into the wastelands, hiding, scavenging, fighting. Trying to scrape out the living. Trying to survive, the forefathers of our land were among them. Starvation and structural lack of foodstuffs was the biggest enemy. There were less food than people to feed. How did your ancestors manage to avoid chaos and anarchy in their community? So either we shot everyone who protested starvation, so this is going to increase our enforcement. So you're going to learn that the game is sort of like different areas, and in these areas they have different focuses. So one area is split into enforcement, government, and commerce, and you can pick what you're going to focus on the most, and I'll show you later what it affects. By shooting anyone that protested starvation is going to give us enforcements. By promising technological breakthroughs to give hope, government. By sacrificing the old to save the young. I'm going to go with promising technological breakthroughs. Follow me and you shall be rewarded. Upon stability return, there were those who did better than others. Who were the people that grew richer and more powerful than the masses? The clever ones that controlled key resources, which give us fists. The artisan that work hard on supplies, goods and services that were needed, which give us the mine. Or nobody. People tried to amass more wealth than others were executed. What? And go with the artisan because I do want to focus on mind. I really like that. At around the time your father was born, a rebellion took place against the leaders and principles of our land. It was a rebellion against the authoritarian dictatorial leader, the corruption and lack of progress, or the softness and indecision of leaders. I'm going to go for autocracy because I shall be the queen and everybody will do exactly what I say. Cimic's nation is preparing my turn for play. We suffered no losses, made no kills, and we begin. The previous queen is now buried, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It is now up to you to lead the land to victory. Oh, don't worry, I'll lead us to victory. You're the queen of Cimic's nation. Some subjects cheer your ascension. The queen is dead! Long live the queen! Long live the queen! But not all. How dare you kill them all? You'll have to hail and address the land as soon as possible. A new zeitgeist wanders to the land we're entering, a time of efficiency. The effect is your public assets will get more production bonus. The current strength of this effect is light, 7. Gain 700 public economy bonus points. In 6th turn, the effective time of efficiency will come into full force. So now we get stratagems. So these are essentially cards that you can use and you pay for them with fate points. And they give you different kind of effects. For example, we could have gladiators, because why not? And once you play the cards, you can kind of read what kind of effect it would give you, but these can be quite interesting. These are some more stratagems that we get, and here we can make decisions. So before we make any decisions, I'm going to show you off my beautiful, beautiful map, beautiful planet. But first, let me be welcome in command by Alec Raywood, otherwise known as Arcus Raywood. Congratulations with your new position, madam. Take your time to learn the ropes. Don't forget to check the decision tab in the top of the screen. Move some units out and don't worry too much. I love that he's just like, don't worry about it, it's gonna be fine. And you've got a new guy. Danger is at 4 points, which is pretty low. This early in the game, this probably means that enemy hexes and units are too close to the city. Alright, we're gonna get rid of them. So here you can see my little units. Now over here we can see Anglemar, which is a small settlement that we can kind of like, if we move there, we can search it and get some good resources. And we could also try to convince the people from there to go and join our people over time. So we're going to move our people in there and we're going to grab the rest of our units and we're going to move them around. When you move through roads, you can move the furthest away. We're gonna move this guy that way. Now you can see this little symbol of water over here. That means that this tile has water, which is good because we can use it either to gain more water or to build farms and things like that. With that is related that on the left you can see our resources. We've got food, water, oil, ammo, metal, industrial points, energy, radioactivity, and recruits. Now, and so on. And now this over on the right you can see kind of like the changes that we get over different turns. Everything within this border is a part of my Cimic's nation, and this particular zone is called the Crown Peak, which is my city. On the left here I can see my population, how much I need to get to the next level, and another thing I can see, for example, is happiness. So if the zone or the city has a high happiness, other people will be willing to join, which is really, really good for you. Now, what we can do on each... Now, okay, before we talk about what we can do, let me show some more things. So on the left here, you can see the regime profile bar, which tells you the kind of like focuses that we have in the area of politics, society, and psychology, and how much we care about militia and my cults. So for example, in the area of politics, we are most focused in autocracy, and you can see the points here. If you increase one side too much, the other two areas are going to be decreased. So at the moment, we have the most points in autocracy, government, and mind. What does this affect? It affects feats. So let me show you our feats. We can gain different kind of feats. On the bottom, you can see the percentage chance of getting the feat every turn. So for example, because we have a lot of points in mind, we have 9% chance to get technology fascination, which is going to give me a research bonus and also unlock a new card, stratagem called infiltration. So this is kind of, you can look here and you can kind of focus in that specific area. We also have regular tech trees, which we learned the early tech, and the next thing we want to focus on is basic tech. And we also have a tech for our military. All right, so let me go back to the map. right? So we can see over here. Now, before we finish our first turn, we have to make some decisions. So because I just came into power, we have the ascension speech. And right here we can see Arcus Rivold, my secretary. He's called Alec, but I call him Arcus after one of my patrons. The buzz on the street is that you're about to address the nation. For most of the people and leaders of Xemex's nation, you're still an unknown. They need to know what you plan to do with your newly gained power. The question on everyone's lips is, will you rule with an iron fist? And we can say that we are hard and merciless, which is going to give us 14 points towards fist. Strong but caring, which is going to give us points to heart. Or calculating and logical. If I choose calculating and logical, Arcus Rivold's going to be quite happy, and so will this guy, Mr. Hydrogen. That's a perfect name. Martha Hydrogen, actually. And yeah, he's going to be pretty happy with that. Now, over here, you can also see that he's a member of a trader society. And this guy is a member also of the member of Trader Society. There are different factions in the game, and you want to make sure that they like you. And one of the ways to like you is to make decisions that the leaders of these factions like. Or, for example, employ members of the faction, things like that. We're going to go with calculating logical because I do want to focus on the mine. Next thing we can do is we can create a new organization. It's going to cost political points, which you can see over here. You can see fate points. These are things that you can use to play the stratagems or the cards. Political points, which are used for these kinds of decision, and credits, which are like money. So I'm going to start off with Economic Council because that's what's kind of recommended to start off with. Copy that. Orders have been issued to get these new organizations from the ground. Please be patient while personnel is being recruited and officers are being acquired. All right. So we've made our decisions. Now, by the way, if I show you the management now with the profile, you can see that now my chance of getting technological fascination is actually 20% because I put more points into mine. And we also get a 10% chance to get feed curiosity, your nation. There are more and more individuals in your population which are open to new ways of thinking and living. Just give us 40% culture adjustment bonus and unlock stratagems fluid defense. So let's go back to the map. Now, another thing we can do is we can start constructing things. So if you look here at our resources, we know we're not getting much food. So we would like to get more food and possibly maybe gain more water as well. So we could click on this tile that has the water and we could try to click on construct and see what could we construct. So when it comes to agriculture, the only thing we could construct is this agriculture dome facility, which, if once it's built, would take 10 energy, 200 water, and 5,500 workers every turn, and give me 200 food per turn. So it's kind of a one-to-one exchange water with food, which is pretty good, but we might actually want to grab water first. For example, we could build this ice mining facility, which would cost me 1,100 workers, but it would give me 1,000 water per turn. Seems pretty good. Now, this on the right is what it's going to cost you once it's built. But in order to build it, you need to pay all of these resources. So we need to pay one machine, 1,000 workers, 125 metal, and 125 industrial points. And we need to do this twice because it says 2 rounds to be able to build it. So this is actually quite difficult. I might go for the agriculture again in the end. This needs 100 metals, which we have, 50 industry points, which we have, and only 1 machine. So we're going to go for this first. So let me first buy machines. We can trade. We're going to buy, let's buy 3 machines. And now we're going to go back and we're going to construct this for the first time, and then next time we're going to construct it again. So we're building our very first agriculture farm. It's going to give us food. Now, if you click on the right here, you can see your reputation. So this you can see how much the empire likes me, like what is my people support, worker support, soldiers, leaders, and etc. You can also see your factions over here. So we can see we currently have 2 factions, the Trader Society and the Reformist Leagues. They both like me quite a bit, so pretty fine on that. So it's just so you know. And yep. And we can also check demands. Currently nobody has any demands and we have not made any promises, which is good for us. So I think what we're going to do right now, we're just going to move towards the following turn. So let's do it. Actually, before we do that, we could check our stratagems. So at the moment, we've got a couple of stratagems that we can play. And we have stratagems to end the war. Well, we're not at war with anybody, so it doesn't matter. And we've got other options. We could recruit a junior leader, young and but relatively unskilled. We could increase or lower tax income, or discuss our policy regarding this cult. I don't think we want to do any of those yet. Oh, we can start with the gladiators. What does that do? Must be played on a friendly zone and on a zone with the city. Extra level of arena for selected zone. Or the traveling teachers give us extra. I think this means that we could build an asset of a higher level. I'm not 100% sure about this, to be honest. But let me just turn this off. When we are constructing things, you can see kind of like the maximum level of that asset. So I'm assuming that it will allow you to buy a higher level asset. So we're probably not going to pick any of those. If you use the right words, everybody will accept what you propose. Give a selected reader +10 bonus on his or her charisma pearl. So every person that we have, for example, we can look here at my secretary, Arcus Rayvoid. They have like stats, or they have like strategy, intelligence, war, charisma, and etc. And that's why it's kind of like important that you appoint the right people towards the right jobs, because then they're gonna do a better job there. So let me just end my very first turn. We're gonna let the AI go. We currently haven't really seen any enemies yet, but hopefully we'll meet some soon. And I say hopefully because I want to show it off. Not because it's good for our poor people to be attacked. But, you know. We are not afraid of some enemies. Right. My militia forces hold a parade to show their strength and loyalty. We're entering a time of efficiency. We now gain 1,400 public economy bonus points. And we have gained a new stratagem, Shadow Diplomat. Assign a veteran diplomat to a leader to help with leader's next skill roll. Alright, so with the construction, you can actually see here it's automatically going to be deducted. We just got to make sure that we have enough. So we're going to need to buy some more metals to ensure that we can actually finish building this. But that's not a problem. Let me just trade for that. Let's grab some more metal. Buy it. So now we've got just enough metal to get this done. And also we can move our people around. So we're going to move down, kind of see what we can find. Got Bornham there, we would like to get there. These guys just move further ahead. Ooh, interesting. I'd like to try to get to Curry if I can. Nothing there. And you move this way. And my main guys could move down as well. Got this little big truck here. We could move to... I'm gonna move towards Bornham so that we can search it around, if possible. You move to Angler, and that is it. Right now we've got a lot of decisions to make. Militia parade. On a beautiful day, our militia paraded through the streets. I understand you were present at the parade and gave thanks to our militia troops in person. But maybe there's something more that you'd like to do. It has long been customary for the militia to receive some extra monetary allocations from time to time. This would be a good moment just after their parade. We can say no, which is going to make everybody unhappy. We can say yes and allocate 200 credits, which is going to make everybody happy. Or we can give 600 credits. We don't have enough money, so we're just going to give 200 credits. So we'll increase my militia over here and also make everybody happy. So let's do it. Able commander offering their services. We have been visited by a former military commander of Primus. The commander is willing to join our land in return for our assistance. The required favor is that you are to liberate his home village on hex 5931. Alright, so this would increase our mine and commerce, so let's do it, and we're gonna need to go and liberate that village. Alright, at this point we can pick our national budget allocations, how much we want to put into the new economic council and how much we want to keep in our Supreme Command Council. I'm going to put most of it into the economic council because this will allow us to do prospecting, which will allow us to find resources on the planet. Director Martha Hydrogen doesn't like that, so it's going to lower my relationship with them. New director for Economic Council. So here we get two options. We can either pick Bas Menders or Glitch Creofield. Now, we can click on them to learn a little bit around about them. We can see that this one is a member of the Reformist League. This one is a member of No League. So actually, if you're looking at factions, it's actually better to put it towards this guy, because it will probably make the faction happy that you've given the faction such a high position. His technical rating is 0, command rating is 0, interpersonal rating is 30. He likes autocracy government, and he strongly hates enforcement. Well, that's good, because that's not what I'm focusing on. But let me just check the other guy. He likes government and heart. No, he hates heart and loves government. That's pretty good. Pretty good to me, but he's unaligned. Really rather make the factions happy, to be honest. He's smarter, though. He's pretty good. And we care about his intelligence, war, and charisma, as opposed to this guy who has... Yeah, this one is better, I think. We're gonna pick this one. Point him. I am honored with the trust, sir. I'll need some time to take over the helm here, but expect me to be in full charge very soon. Relation improved with plus 14%. Positive effects on relation with other leaders due to seniority of appointment plus 2%. Right. Now we're going to focus most of our research into prospecting, which will, most of our focus of the council, I should say, because this will allow us to find resources on the map. Also a little bit on discovery. And we're going to go a bit lower with the research, because discovery is going to allow us to discover new stuff. Alright, so let's click OK. Alright. No more decisions remaining. We move everybody around, so we're going to move to one more. Actually, we should check the stratagems. What could we do? Zones. I don't really need any of those, to be honest. Gain 3 fate points for free. Random zone will get 46 increase in danger. We'll grab it. So I'm capable of junior station in Crown Peak touch a machine that he should have not have touched. Something depressurized, violent, and radiated a large area. The red dose is non-lethal, but people are fleeing the compound in the zone anyway. Danger plus 23. But we got ourselves some fate points, so that's okay. That's fine. Can we find some enemies? Doesn't seem like it. Alright. We discovered metal deposits in Crown Peak, 5525. The time of efficiency is increased, so we get even more public economy bonus. Advancing troops found intergalactic republic equipment near Bornum in the zone Crown Peak. This allowed us to let our reserves recruits form. 300 GR grade MG, nice. My scouts found a sealed silo near Curry in the zone Crown Peak. 2 high-tech items have been secured. And we've got them some new cards. At the start of a turn, we control 59 hexes. That is 23 more than the previous turn. That is a good start, but just a start. Remember, our final goal is to conquer the whole planet. To get more credits, you could sell some items to the traders through the trade order in the right side of the window. And now this is going to tell us that we need to start working on metal production. So we'll work on that. We could create a metal mine if we found metal deposits, which we found over here. And if no metal deposits found, we could construct recycling assets on a hex with scavenge points, which I assume are these ones. Remember, you made a promise to your subjects to do this. Get your forces towards the border of the regime that this city belongs to. If you have not done so yet, you should consider declaring war. After that, attack their units and advance on the city. Alright, so we need to find on 5931, there's a city. 5931. Right here. So we're gonna grab our people and move. We need to get to Dixie. And We're going to move the rest of our people again forward towards Mo's base and Stalbank, and towards Boredom. We already searched through Boredom, but still, that's what kind of why it said that with Korea and the Boredom that we found stuff, because we've already been there and kind of searched through it. That's okay. Now in Peace Town, if you click at assets now, you can see that our city has an asset of we can see it over here. We finished the building of Peace Town. The construction is finished, and this is now going to give us food in exchange for water. I'm assuming it might need to go one more turn before it activates. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to start building this mine thing here, because we will definitely need metals. So I'm going to click on this and we're going to click on construct, and we're going to work on metal mining facility. For this we need 1 machine, 1,000 workers, and 125 construction points. And later on we're going to need 20 energy to turn it into 250 metal. Now, unfortunately, we can't build this because we don't have enough industrial points, and that's not something we can trade for, so we're going to have to wait one more turn. Then we're going to get those, and then next turn we can start building it. So this turn we're just not going to do anything when it comes to that. We do, however, have a decision to make. Primus demands resolution of relations. Primus is upset about the continued unclear relations between us. High Leader of Primus demands that we show our colors. Either we become enemies or become friends. So Primus is, I presume, a different faction on the map. So if we click on this, we can see the different kind of nations that we've got around us. So Primus actually starts off over here, and they are minor regime, they're farmers, and their relationship is unclear. We've also got Primera, who are friends, and Geoglacial nations, whose relationship to us is also uncleared. So Primus is kind of like saying, hey, are we going to be friends? Are we going to be enemies? What's up? So we should tell them. I think we're just going to be friends. It's going to increase the mine. It's going to make everybody happy. There's no need to start a war just yet. High Leader of Primus was pleased that we chose friendships. Yeah, I can imagine. And I think this is a good time to end the first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, write down in the comments. And you can click on the right to watch the next one. Or you can click on the bottom to watch my Let's Play of Feet of Glory Empires and Fantasy General 2. I'll see you there. Bye bye.